Richard, for our viewers, can you just tell me who you are? Your full name, your practice? I want everybody to know who you are.
Well, I'm Richard Wurst. I'm a CPA here in Marietta.
And it's W-U-R-S-T.
Yes, it is, which is very strange. My website is very clever. It's Wurst CPA. So you tend not to forget that. And it may give you the wrong opinion of me right off the bat.
But it's with a U.
but it's worked so far. So
yes.
I'm very pleased with it. I've been practicing now for about 36 years and been on my own for 28 of those years.
Wow.
So been around for a while.
Okay.
Just a small CPA firm though.
And I've been with you for 17 of those years.
Yes, you have. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So it's Wurst, W-U-R-S-T, CPA.com.
Yes.
Got it. And your phone number?
770-977-1678.
Awesome. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
So, Richard, when we first started out, you explained to me that I could save a lot of money on taxes by being an LLC, taxed as an S-corp, and that I would need to set up my LLC first, and then within 90 days elect to be taxed as an S-corp.
Correct.
And then that way I would only pay, well, the additional piece of it was that once I started making $50,000, that I could, because that would make it more worth it to me, I would pay myself part W-2 and part distributions.
Correct.
Tell me why that's a good idea.
Well, otherwise you would have been considered just a sole proprietorship, and if you earned that $50,000, it would all be taxed at 15.3%. By doing the LLC and asking that LLC to be taxed as an S-corp, you could basically say $25,000 will be a W-2 wage. I'll pay my 15.3% on that 25, and the other 25 would be free of self-employment tax.
Just
so
like
no self-employment tax. Now
yeah.
both the whole 50 would be subject to ordinary income tax, just like any other income.
Mm-hmm.
But you at least have the ability to pay only on half.
Can you tell me how much money that would save me? What percentage?
Well, it's 15.3%.
Mm-hmm.
is the savings on whatever you deem not to be a W-2 wage.
So I'd say 15.3% on 50% of my income.
Correct. Using that as an example.
That's excellent.
Which is big.
So Richard, I have a few questions about a therapist trying to save money on taxes.
Okay.
And you're the man to go to. I know that a lot of them ask me, like, should I start paying myself with a W-2 right in the beginning when I first start out? And I usually say, well, you need to be making at least $50,000. Is that correct?
That's a good number to go with.
Okay.
That enables you to get a feel for where your income's going to be.
So once they actually reach $50,000, then it's worth doing the W-2, part W-2, part distributions.
It would be, and again, it's a case-by-case situation.
Mm-hmm.
That, and when you say $50,000, that would be more leaning towards gross, but look at the net.
Okay.
Because in some instances, depending on how you start out, you may have a lot of overhead.
Oh.
And that $50,000 gross could end up before wages at a very low amount.
Level, yeah.
So we don't need to do a W-2.
Yeah.
Again, it's really just something you have to kind of look at case by case. But 50 grand is a good point for folks to start
Excellent.
thinking about.
I'm sure I got that from you at one point.
Probably.
And then the other piece is, what percentage should they pay themselves W-2 and what percentage distribution?
Well, I've actually represented a few folks against the IRS
Excellent.
when it comes to
Okay.
that question. And the IRS agents are always quick to say 50-50.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yes, and I always tease the IRS agents if they say 50-50, then it should be 30-70. And they don't say anything. So
meaning that
yeah, that's probably fine.
Okay.
But 30% wage, 70% distribution, somewhere around there would probably be well within the guidelines.
Okay. And the idea is to pay yourself as little as possible W-2 because you don't want to be pumping a lot of money into Medicare and Social Security if we don't even know if we're going to get it.
Well, the whole creation...
Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. And
Okay.
I'll probably go on too long, but the whole idea of sub-S corporations was to give small business owners the ability not to have to pay that whole 15.3% on their net.
Yeah,
So-
versus a W-2 person only pays half of it typically, and the
Correct.
employer pays the
The
other
other
half.
half. So
But when you're self-employed, you have to pay both.